Hello, guys. Today is story time, and we're going to discuss the ropes of a 9 to 5. Let's talk. So, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to the channel, this is Sam and Olga, and we thank everyone who took the precious time to actually watch our video and subscribe to our channel, and also shared, comment, liked. It's all very, very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So please keep it coming.
Yeah. So to get into today's topic, I just want to, last time I did a video for you guys, which was last Tuesday. I was talking the community that we have aligned ourselves with in our journey to become financially free and through our online business. And it's just ironic that right around the time that I uploaded that video, Sam was going through some regular 9 to 5 job stuff that him telling me what he was going through, it was just emphasizing to me and to us the importance and why we are actually on that journey to get out of that 9 to 5 rat race. And so we thought that it would be cool for you guys, for him to also share those stories with you.
That's actually right. Like we said earlier on our previous videos that we did, that we are on a journey, and some of the reasons that we decided to be on this type of journey, it would surface as we go along. And I believe this is one of those things that kind of like what she said, to emphasize that, or give us the reasons why we had to really make that decision to be on this journey.
Because really the thing is, we are still in the beginning of the journey, so for him to still have a job going on while we're on the journey is for us essential for the moment being, right?
Exactly.
So but at the same time, it's a constant reminder also why we are on the journey and why we need to get to the destination quickly.
So guys, basically it's nothing but it's the everyday struggles that you face, and I'm pretty much sure what I would share, would resonate with a lot of you guys on a job. For 2 decades now that I've been on a job in in Western world, I realized, and I keep noticing stuff over and over again, that for me personally, the jobs that I tend to like the most, or I enjoy the most, I wake up and I'm happy to run to and go do, are the ones that on the opposite end of it doesn't pay well, the income is very, very low. And on the flip side, the ones that pays higher wages are the ones that gives me the most stress. That is my personal touch on that of all these years that I've been working.
And those his last 2 jobs in particular fall exactly under that category.
Which is surprising.
His last job was paying like slave wages, if you will, but the task itself, he enjoyed it. He woke up every day looking forward to going to work. I was looking forward to, But then, because it is still a job, and just tell them what happened to you, why you even had to quit.
So basically, so this is a job, again, like I said, I was happy, I know it was, the wages of course wasn't not anything to write home about, it's very, very bad, but just for the fact that it was giving me the peace of mind and coming home and enjoying the rest of the day with my family, it was a big plus for me. The peace of mind was the main thing for me. So I stuck to that job. I was working everything, everything they threw at me, I did it so well. All this what we call it, they call it here schulons, like schooling. That means an additional trainings that you would,
or training,
you would
have to undergo.
You would have to undergo or have or complete. I did everything.
And you were passing, like
I passed everything. The issue was the commitment I put into this job, and everything that I liked about the job, that was why I took it in the first place, came to a halt for me, just simply because the car we had at that time, got broken. Like
seized on us.
yeah, it wasn't functioning anymore. So I had to resort to taking the bus and the train to work, which wasn't a problem for me. So I had to go to my boss to let him know, hey, look, right now I have an issue here in terms of transportation. So I won't be able to start, at 5 a.m. because I was working at the what do I call it,
At the airport.
at the airport.
At the airport,
Yeah.
yeah. So his
So
earliest shifts.
5
would be
a.m.s are
5,
normal,
yeah. But because of the bus connection here, he wouldn't make the train in time to start for 5. The earliest he was able to start was 5:30.
Yeah.
So that was basically his plea to his supervisors to allow him to start his shifts at 5:30 instead of 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So that was what happened. And to me, it was a no-brainer. This wasn't something that I would think, it would be a big deal. Asking from 5 o'clock that I cannot start at 5, but instead start at 5:30. That half an hour difference, I didn't personally think it was going to be, because one, I'm a hard worker, and two, I'm very, very much liked over there. Not just even between my co-workers, but even the supervisors as well, because I do everything right.
On top of that, they would ask him to put in extra shifts. So instead of working 8 hours, he would work 10 hours for 4 or 5 days straight. And they would always call him on his off days to ask him to come to work because the short staff.
Yes.
And he always, except for maybe 1 or 2 times where he actually did already have plans.
Yeah.
But almost all of the time, he always
I would
went.
even have plans with her to do something, and just out of the blue, I would have to apologize and tell her, hey, look, I've been called, and I want to just go do it because they are short-staffed or something, and I want to just fill in the gap.
So
that was how good I was,
always
with this job.
For them and to them. So them meeting him halfway when it comes to his new availability, even to me, I was shocked when that was suddenly a problem. Yeah.
So it was I was really disappointed, like big time, when I was told they couldn't do nothing about it, and that I would have to still come in at 5, and I didn't know what to do because the bus that I would take to work starts at a particular time, and that time there was no way I was going to be able to make the 5 o'clock shift. No, absolutely way. The only time I can make it is the 5:30. That half an hour difference that didn't get approved was what forced me to kind of like bring the job to a halt, like say, hey guys, I've done everything I can, and they were suggesting to me to take taxis and everything, and that was even not in my.
That was even a slap in the face,
like,
because they know exactly how much they are paying their employees, and that taking a taxi on a daily basis,
that wasn't even
the wages do not do justice to that
exactly
measure.
So that wasn't even an idea I would even entertain or consider, because the wages is too bad that I wouldn't even do that. So for me, that was like, it was very, very disappointing to me. So I had to bring that job to a halt. I had to quit because they made it impossible for me to continue. And despite my attempts to talk to them and see if there's ways and means I can work around it, no, it still came to us. So you could tell that perhaps there's more to it than what I'm just, because
especially after he found out that they have made exceptions like this
for other employees, other co-workers. They were even surprised. They came up telling me the same thing, like, come on, what are you talking about? I couldn't come at this time, and I went to ask it. I said, so that really got to me, but hey, I took it. I had to put in my resignation, and then I came home and I started looking for another one, and then I found another one. I was happy, excited.
We thought we were lucky because we got called for an interview, let's say on a Thursday, I believe, and the interview was on Tuesday. And on Friday was his first day of work, so he got the job very fast. So we were really happy, that there's going to be some regular stream, a regular stream of income coming in for the time being. But that's when the excitement ended after the first day.
So after the first day, I was so disappointed, and the disappointment was so big, and also I think I was so stressed out. I think that was the main thing. I was so stressed out to the point where I disliked and hated this very job that I found.
Because we were so excited about it.
Because obviously what I was expecting wasn't the very things that I went there to
the duties
weren't the same things that so I was really, really disappointed. So imagine it, you having to go through that previous job that I talked about, and then having found a new one that you are like, oh, okay, finally, and then go into that job to even face totally something different. It was like a blow, like I'm like, come on, what else? So I was actually on that job thinking to myself, I'm like, this is exactly what reminds me of why we are doing what we are doing. The journey that we are on these are the exact same things, because like I said, for 2 decades, from Canada all the way to Germany, nothing has changed. When it comes to a job, nothing changes.
That is what when he came home, he lasted at that job for 3 days before he finally pulled the plug and contacted his supervisor to say, look, this is not working for me. And I mean, some of the reasons were also the co-workers and the way he was treated.
Most of the time is
because first of all, the tasks are very demeaning to begin with, right? They're not good for his back, and so it's physical work, which he has promised himself he won't do it ever again.
Because I've done it for years.
He was put in a situation where the position is mainly physical work. And then on top of that, you have co-workers that don't respect you, that talk to you anyhow, and you are already stressed up, and then you have people just chasing you, do this, do that, faster, and you're already doing the best that you can, and they're being so unreasonable. And even for me, someone with his experience and and his age and everything, it's he should not have to be dealing with things like this. So I was even more disappointed than he was for him, because I knew where he's supposed to be. And that is just the whole point. And so after 3 days, he's like, you know what, he can't continue doing this, because even though the pay is higher than the last job, but the treatment he gets,
it's not worth it.
And the duties he would have to he would have to accomplish or do
wasn't worth it.
It was a downgrade. It was actually a downgrade. And like, but for him, like I said, and even some of the co-workers or like other people that he met, the job that he was talking about before that he had to quit, there were people there that were on that job for 9-10 years, even more than that, and they have never even seen a raise one time.
That's the previous job.
The previous job, yes. And to me, that is just unbelievable.
That was one of the things that actually even shocked me when I got in there, like with such a very low wage, and
so much work and responsibility that job.
At least for me, I had a plan. I knew eventually I would have to quit that particular job. Eventually. So I came in with a plan that, you know what, I'm going to do this for a specific number of months or year or whatever, and then when everything falls into place, then you exit. But these are people that I'm talking about in terms of staying in that same job, no benefits, no pay increment, nothing whatsoever, like absolutely nothing.
And that is
guys,
what the company does. They put on the contract that it's part-time, but they make you work full-time hours just so they can avoid paying you benefits.
And I am like, I'm finding it very hard to believe or to even think of the fact that why would somebody spend years, if not decades or more, like working at a place where you are not benefited. If you are at a job, it's two things you have to look for: either promotions, or you're getting raises, or if not both. Because usually when you get promoted, it should be accompanied with a raise, with a pay raise. But some companies, they just give you or they promote you, and then your wage stays the same for a while, and then they increase just by some cents, and some too, when they promote, it comes together with the pay raise. So it's these two things you have to be looking out for when you are in a job. If you're not getting these two things, I don't see the reason why you should be in that particular job. Honestly, based on my experience, I do not see the reason.
That was my point. That's where I was going, because these people, they stay, when Sam used to talk to them, they basically say that they feel like they are stuck. They feel like they have nowhere else to go. In particular, because here in Germany, the language is a big issue to get decent jobs. And these people, they have responsibilities, so they feel stuck. And the same with this job, that in those 3 days that he was there.
I experienced the same. Colleagues were telling me.
Colleagues who have been treated the way he's been treated in 3 days, but for months, even close to a year. And for Sam, he doesn't understand how someone can go through something like how you can put yourself into that situation.
I just don't get it.
And the answer was the same. They have responsibilities. They feel like they are stuck.
So so because of the responsibilities, it makes them think in a certain way. The mindset, again, guys, that we were talking about, the mindset is kind of like trapped. You are imprisoned with that type of mindset that there is no any other way. So I might as well take the punishments. I might as well take the abuse. I might as well take anything that these people get thrown at me. So your self-worth, it's actually reduced to nothing.
And the thing that you have to ask yourself, yes, you have responsibilities, but what benefit are you going to be to your family if your health is deteriorating on a daily basis? Psychologically, mentally, physically. So you have to also keep that in mind. When finally the day comes that you can be together with your family, what are they going to have of you? Just the rest of what's left of a whole person. Is that also fair to your family? Exactly. So you also have to think of it that way. So and that is where Sam is good at. When he realizes that something is not working, he puts it into it, and
right away. I'm not afraid at all.
He's not afraid.
And guys, that I mean, seriously, what is more important, your health or the job? Obviously, when you put it in a scale of preference, of course, the health would have to come first before the job. Because if you don't have health, there's no job for you to go to.
That's right.
And that's the bottom line. So why do you put yourself or subject yourself into situations that it becomes almost like an abuse?
Right.
I would never tolerate. And for me personally, again, I would say this, again, based on my experience, almost every job that I've been to, I don't know. There's always people who try to I will use the word here, mess with me. I don't know why, until I would respond or show them a little bit of me, and then they will be like, oh shit, like it's always like that. It's always like that. I don't understand why they cannot just be in their corner and just mind their own business, respect me, because I'm not disrespecting you. I'm respecting you. I'm flowing with you. Why can't you do the same?
Work, and that's it. And there's always people that try to push his buttons.
Why do you want to come and push my buttons? And the buttons, when you push the buttons, you cannot respond to what I'm about to unleash. You just can't respond to that. And I'm talking about 2 decades.
2 decades of the same
scenario. I'm not making stories here. In 2 different countries.
And it's the same thing. And the funny thing is too, what happens when he does lash out on them, one of 2 things will happen. Is either they stay away from him or they become his best friends.
It's always these 2 things.
I used to think that that's something that applies just to Canadians, but no, it's the same thing here too. So I don't know.
So this is why I was saying, it looks like anywhere you go, when it comes to a job, you're going to experience some of these things. So
Yeah.
knowing who I am and knowing what I'm worth or what I'm capable of, and knowing my potentials inside me,
There's certain things
there's
you
no
cannot tolerate.
absolutely way I would put myself in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
No way. I don't care who you are. No, absolutely way. So for example, this guy that we were talking, this colleague, he was experiencing the same thing I was sharing with him in this new job that I did for 3 days, and he was telling me things that I was just shocked, and I was like, why are you here? I said, watch me. If you see me the next day at work, just call me a fool. It's just that simple. And he didn't, he just can't seem to understand like how I can make that easy decision.
They cannot wrap their mind
Yeah.
around him being brave enough to do that. But at the same time, we cannot wrap our minds around the fact that someone
would also
voluntarily put
Yeah.
themselves through such a demeaning
So-
experience.
So honestly, so just to
Yeah.
to basically bring this story to an end, all we want to share is like this actually reminds me or us of why we took on this journey.
Yes.
To just be our own bosses. We
That's
don't.
right.
Yeah, we are tired.
Yeah.
We are tired of this rat race thing where it leads to nowhere. What benefits would it be for you to go to work and have somebody yell at you or make fun of you and give you stress? Then you come home, you are not happy.
You're not happy.
So you're
exhausted,
going to
yeah.
bring it on, to your family.
Yeah, because
And
you're physically exhausted.
you're
from the
physically
job, and
exhausted.
You're mentally also exhausted, right?
What is this?
Exactly.
Is that what you are worth as a
Yeah.
human being? You are not.
Exactly.
So my message to some of you out there, especially the ones that are going through these similar situations that all can resonate with what I'm actually talking about right now, please don't. You are way more than you think.
You are worth more
You are
than what you
way
think.
and higher, and your potentials are way better than where. Don't ever think there's no way out. There is always.
There's
It's
always
just that
a
you
way
haven't
out, yeah.
set forth to actually seek for those ways out, and that is the difference. There's nothing that you put your mind to do that you cannot do. There's nothing. Yes, you're gonna have to maybe go through some uncomfortable times, financially, whatever it might be. But look,
It's worth it.
it's
in the
worth
end.
for you to do that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
So long as you like you started you've gone you I wanted to say so long as you've set forth to seek for whatever you wanted to do,
That's right. Yeah. I
don't
remember,
get stuck
yeah,
there.
after his third day,
Yeah.
he told me that those 3 days was more stressful than when he was at home
Exactly.
without a job at all.
Exactly, the 3
Yeah.
days, it's only 3 days,
Only 3 days.
only 3
Yeah.
days.
But
And-
you have to also keep in mind that
Yeah.
he's been working at jobs like these for
So-
like 20 years.
So yeah,
So it might sound like just 3
3 days,
but
but
it's
it
really
is.
a continuation
Yeah.
of 2 decades worth of
Yeah.
nonsense.
compounded. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
so that's how it is. So anyway,
So that was long story
this
time.
is just we'll call it a little rant.
a little rant.
But at the same time, hey, it's just to reach out to somebody out there who is going through that. Hey, look, don't feel you are not alone. You're not alone
Far
at all.
from it.
Yeah, far from it. So please, just if you're going through something like that and there's no way out, especially if it's going to be very detrimental to your health, then it's not worth it.
It's not worth
It's not. That was what I told my friend, the colleague I met there. I'm like, I know you have kids or family to take care of and everything, but if your health is down, are you going to be able to do that?
There's always an alternative, yeah. But that's the thing. Just don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid of an employer.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid
just
of
execute whatever you have to execute.
superiors or supervisors.
Don't
There's
be.
no need to be afraid, because if you're not afraid of anything, then they will now be afraid of you.
Yes, you
Right?
got to be bold. Stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah.
And if everything that you do have consequences be prepared to go through those consequences,
Yeah.
because that's what you believe in.
Again, don't be afraid of the
that's
consequences,
it.
because you
Yeah.
know your reason, your why. You know why you're doing
Yeah.
what you're doing, and you know what you're trying to accomplish. So
So anyway, thank
Yeah.
you so much
thanks for listening, guys.
for listening, and as always, please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, like, and also would like to hear what you think. Share some of your experiences
Yeah.
that you've gone through in life. We'd like to hear those stories as
Your
well.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to be motivated. We don't want to do this just by ourselves. We want to be part of your stories and your success too. So please don't hesitate at all to put those
To share.
comments and share.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right, you guys. So we'll see you on Tuesday. No, wait a minute. Today's Tuesday.
No, Friday.
Friday. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys on Friday.
Friday.
All right. Take care. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Girls.